Teezy for the people, man. We have another exclusive interview, and today I'm excited because we are stepping into the entrepreneurship field. Man, this brand is set to be one of the biggest competitors in the coffee industry with a perfect blend of culture and creativity. America's fastest growing and trend-setting coffee brand that consumers love, man. Their mission is to elevate and uplift Black culture while serving a great coffee to great people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the one and the only Dope Coffee with Michael Lloyd and Vil from Vil Radio.
What's good?
What's good, man? How you doing, man?
Good, brother. I'm good. I'm doing well.
Hey, listen, man. Before we even started off, man, I came in here inspired.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just like talking to entrepreneurs, man. I like really seeing like just the grit of things. You know what I'm saying? Like we all show like the glamour, we all show the final package, but like, people, I feel like people need to actually see like what happens behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like this is a perfect, area for us to do that, man. And congratulations on your business too.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So let's start off with it. You're the CEO and founder of the business.
That's correct.
Okay. And Vil, most definitely, you're a part of the business as well, and for sure. All right. So what made you initially want to be in the coffee industry?
Yeah, man. So I've been in the coffee industry now for about 8 years. I was living in North Carolina. I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years. So when I was stationed down on the West Coast, man,
Salute you for your service, by the way.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
Especially with how crazy things are going on these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I was on the West Coast, stationed out in San Diego, great coffee every day, and I got shipped back to the East Coast.
Okay.
Eastern North Carolina, very rural, no coffee. Looked over at my wife and was like, hey, babe, I'm gonna open a coffee shop.
Right.
Opened 2 cafes, man. Ran those things until 2018, until we got hit by Hurricane Florence.
Wow.
Pretty much shut that whole area down.
How was that like, man? Did you think that the hurricane was going to do that much damage, and for you to shut down those businesses at that time?
At first I didn't. And then the flooding lasted for 30, 60, 90 days. You couldn't even get to the area.
That's crazy.
And my business actually was fine. The buildings themselves were fine. Everybody left.
Okay.
Homes were destroyed. People lost their jobs. And so the area just cleared out. And slowly but surely, business just went down to nothing.
Man, that's crazy, man. So just you had to you was doing good until 2018, and of course you're still doing good, but you had to do a reset in 2018.
Yeah.
And what was the first start of that reset? Like, because you had to shut down the actual businesses.
Yeah. So what it really was is I got away from the business and then I went back to what I really love, which was hip hop.
Okay.
So I told myself, okay, shit just hit the fan. I'm a refocus, rededicate myself to being an artist. And as I got back into being an artist, man, I just dropped the EP. It's called the Black Jesus EP. Okay. And it was cool, but I was looking for a situation to like get that off. And as I've been making music, man, since 1999, right? So
okay, that's dope.
Yeah, bro, like full-length albums back before, cats had it all digital.
I ain't gonna lie, dog. You kind of look like the Black Jesus, dog.
Yes, sir, man. But you know how it is as an artist where it's hard to monetize your art and creativity. Yeah. So for myself, man, and it's a deeper story to get into kind of like where I wanted to head with comics and creativity, but Dope Coffee started popping up as this idea that I had. And I just started telling myself, what if this was a record label? What if instead of artists always trying to sell it, and streaming got big? In between the time when I really left hip hop and when I came back to it, streaming got big. So I used to sell my physical music, CDs, literally out the trunk.
I know how that went. Yeah, I know how that go. I already know how that went.
But once it got digital, really, it was MySpace. A lot of folks don't understand. It was MySpace that turned music digital.
Right.
And then after that,
because you had that playlist of music right at the top. I remember.
I had my joint. We was there.
You had about 5, 6 songs.
Correct.
You get to see how many views you got, man. You started running it up.
We was running it up. We was very early because like music just turned digital. I was already a creator. I already had a YouTube channel. So we took it straight over to MySpace. But then, and that's about the time actually that I made my exit, had my first kid, life got real. And so it was like, all right, I got to get a job. I got to get some
right.
and all that. But then I started thinking, man, how can I make my creativity, how can I monetize it? Correct. So I started thinking about like, I'm already selling, bro, I had drive-thrus. I kept seeing these customers every day. They just flying through the lane. I'm like, bro, they gonna drink this coffee shit regardless. So I may as well take the creativity and put it with the product. And that's really where Dope Coffee, that's where it all started. That's where it came from.
That's dope. So what is your mission as Dope Coffee?
Yeah, man. So look, we got a whole bunch of missions, right? Because we creatives. A big one, like you said at the beginning, man. Well, where it started is that I wanted to elevate Black culture, because like coffee is an African product, but what happens is like we're very disconnected from that story.
Right.
And so I just wanted to bring awareness to that story, that it's like that it's an African product. And when I say things like Black culture, I try to explain to a lot of people that like Black culture is the world's culture. Like we all originated out of Africa. And so when you have that type of a mindset and a culture that spreads, it should actually be one about inclusivity, right? It should be one where we all welcome to the table, where we could do these things together. But the missions now are to help independent artists monetize their creativity, right? I mean,
so this is not just a people's brand, but this is an artist brand as well.
Absolutely, bro. So look, so the bags you're looking at right here, these are all albums. Okay. Stars Out of Poverty is an album.
Oh, that's dope. Let's look at it. I was gonna get into this later, but let's get into it now. We got East African Espresso Roast.
So if you look at the side, you'll see the single "Business for Dummies" that goes along with it. This is actually me and two of my cousins.
Wow! Look now, listen. I need y'all to zoom in on this. It says "Business for Dummies" with a QR code. So this man is not only giving you coffee, but he's giving you also insight. Man, that's slick genius though.
Correct. Check out the one in the front. Okay, this is my boy. Clay John.
So you're gonna have to help me with this one.
Trapo Arabica. It's not a real word. I made it up.
Okay.
Creativity. You see what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do.
It's dope.
Clay John plays the classical violin.
Okay.
But you'll see him do a lot of hip hop beats. Now that one is actually not an album, but we'll get into that one later. It's gonna be an album.
We'll say this one for later. Okay.
Say that one. That's the one.
Okay. This is the one.
This is the one that actually pulled it all together for us. So that. Grip, who's an Atlanta artist, dropped I Died for This. That's actually the album artwork, slightly modified from I Died for This. We turned it into I Died for This Coffee.
Oh.
So he's a Shady Records, Interscope artist. He took that back on tour last year, and it went nuts, honestly. So, yeah, man, this is an example of what I mean of, like, that's an actual artist who made bread off of selling coffee at rap shows.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, Let's that was crazy how y'all did that, man. Let's get right back to it of who do you see as your ideal customer, right? Because you have Black Rifle Coffee and things like that, right? And they service like veterans, right? You got like Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? And they're like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is your ideal customer? Even though I know that you say, you're servicing Black people, right? But it's not just the Black people, that you're servicing.
So take that conversation we was just having right before we started, which is hip hop is 50 years old.
Right.
So you got to think about who was listening to hip hop 50 years ago. They weren't zero, bro. They was 25 years old already.
Right.
So you got 75-year-olds who already who been fucking, but longer than us.
Right.
You got 75-year-old, and I know them because they live in Minnesota. They live in California. They rock with our products already. These people are from every genre of life. So I'm looking, to be honest, and man, we'll get a little deeper into hip hop. I'm going to say, so hip hop is a uniquely American art form.
Let's get into it.
It started here.
Yes, sir.
Ours, right? So I'm really saying, so you mentioned Black Rifle. Black Rifle's mission statement is we sell coffee to conservatives who love America.
Okay.
They put themselves in a box. I said hip hop. What it look like when you go to a show? Who's there?
Mainly white people.
But everybody's there.
Everybody's there. Actually, like hip hop is most definitely, and let me correct myself. Like hip hop is most definitely like a wide range genre of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I always mention that song with Megan Thee Stallion and that guy from
the
China.
Korean dude.
Yeah, the Korean dude.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But like you see how hip hop has taken it so far, including in the Olympics. You see how they're doing breakdancing inside the Olympics. So
that's hip hop.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it is widespread.
That's our audience. So when you get deeper, then it's like, yo, so who fuck with hip hop?
Right.
I'm saying all humanity fuck with it. Bro, look at this election. On both sides of the aisle, you got rappers on. Bro, this is
you got Nelly performing at the inauguration, and then on the other, and then you right.
You get what I'm saying?
We had us a whole tour,
whole tour just based on one election where people don't even fuck with each other. But hip hop is the thing that go across all of that. That's where I am, bro. Hip-hop.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Let's ask Vil. So how did you guys meet?
Man,
Because let's
yeah.
even though this man is a founder, this man over here is most definitely a plug guy in the industry as well. You know what I'm saying? I met you through other people in the industry, you know what I'm saying? So I most definitely respect, just your brand and how you take things. And even like, like nowadays, man, you just gotta be off the fly with it. You know what I'm saying? Being a business owner or just being somebody that's just like connecting the dots, you gotta be like, hey, listen, I feel it right now. We gotta make it happen. Teezy, man, get over here right now. And I respect that about you. So how did you guys actually meet?
Yeah, man. So first off, it's Lil Vil on behalf of Villain Radio. You know what I mean? I met this crazy cat, man. I'm a coffee connoisseur. So
Okay.
let's start there. I'm addicted to caffeine. I love I've taken coffee classes. You get what I'm saying? Just to learn how to.
That's crazy. That's
Learn how to
crazy that
taste
you
it,
took
yeah.
coffee classes and then you ended up with dope coffee.
Yeah. So just to get back to that, I was it's how you say it, 7 Under.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this health and wellness store on the in Low 5 Points, and I was in there, and then I was with one of my homies. He was looking for something organic, and then dope coffee stood out. It was just on the shelf.
Right.
They got mad distribution. This is just an example of that. I see the name on the shelf, but what took me is at the top of the packaging, it say coffee culture hip hop.
Right.
You feel me? So one, I love coffee, love hip hop.
Right.
So it was that intersectionality that was like, what is this? Piquing interest. But a lot of things that I teach the people involved with me and my collective is brand friendliness.
Right.
So being associated with
which
them,
is dope.
Yeah. So coming from Atlanta, long story short, you make trap music, but as you get older, you want to highlight the entrepreneurial skills. You just don't want to put your people in hot water. So we went from selling dope to dope, man. And I just found a product in the store. I reached out to Mike, and then we had a couple of meetings, and he really just gave the stage for me to come in and present what I got going on. And to cap it is really when preparation meets opportunity. And then he gave me an ear, and then
Correct. Now we was talking about just a little bit off camera that just a little bit of the backstory before that you met Mike. You was actually in the store because you was looking for organic type of coffee for your homeboy, right?
Yeah, so my partner, God bless him, man, he just beat liver cancer twice.
That's crazy.
So he needed something that, again, we was in a health and wellness store trying to really find something he could enjoy. His diet's been real limited, but we found the product, and then the product itself is very drinkable. You know what I mean?
Right.
So even with people dealing with their own health issues and stuff, it's very consumable on a healthy tip. So
that's dope.
It turned to a passion project just for many reasons.
Right. What made you want to think, all right, listen, we need something organic and healthy. We need to go get some coffee.
It's again, his diet is so limited, bro, that he's only drinking water or like certain things, and coffee is, it's coming from a plant.
Yeah.
So it coming from a plant, it was one of the things that he was recommended he could have. Obviously, he can't put like a bunch of sugar and the other stuff that'll kill you quick.
Correct.
Even though they do have a crazy good syrup.
One thing that I like about this coffee brand in general, okay, so I'm not vegan, but I'm pescatarian, right? And of course, I'm always looking for the healthy in all type of things. And nowadays, like with social media, TikTok, and things like that, like people are like putting different brands on blast. You know what I'm saying? The FDA, all type of people. They're looking at the back of the packaging. They're seeing what's in what I'm eating. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these things is like really bad. I was looking on you guys' website, and I seen that you guys have vegan option coffee. Now that's most definitely like something that I'm most definitely interested in. Could you talk a little bit more about how you came up with the vegan side of the coffee?
Yeah, so I'm not going to take credit here. So my wife and co-founder Michelle, she's a registered dietitian.
Okay.
So her first aspect of all of this, her point in coffee is community health and community wellness.
Okay.
So when we say vegan, so coffee is a plant, so it's already vegan. But when you go into a Starbucks, for example, like we don't offer dairy-based milk options with our product, right? Everything that we do exclusively is going to be vegan, but it's also like, so you mentioned the syrup that we got, but it's a low sugar syrup. Okay. And there's a science behind it because it's a coffee flavored syrup. So and I don't want to mess this up, but I'm gonna try to do my wife justice when I tell this. Okay. So when you taste something, right?
Right.
Especially when it's sweet. So like the sugar, the sweetness receptors in your body is like if you were to take coffee and just put sugar in it and mix it and drink it, you're gonna have to add a lot of sugar to taste the sweetness.
Right.
If you blend the sugar with the coffee ahead of time and let them fully absorb into each other, your perceived level of sweetness is much higher. So you can actually really reduce the sugar content and still get the effect of it tasting sweeter, if that makes sense. And that's nutrition science. And,
right.
And she understands that a lot better. I had to take her for a word at it because when it happened, I was like, oh, you're right. It's like, this tastes really good. She told me how much sugar was in it compared to like a Torani syrup. I was like, oh, it's like half the syrup.
Right.
Or half the sugar, excuse me. So, yeah.
That's crazy. So, man, it's like when it comes to like coffee, like you would just think like, all right, man, it's like Mountain Dew. Like I'm just all jacked up on Mountain Dew. I'm jacked up on coffee, but like it's literally some healing things that, you know, that can help you when it comes to like just drinking coffee. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do like about it. What is one of the most challenging things just like having a coffee business, you know? Just being in the coffee business because, you know, you're an independent. You know what? Also, Jadakiss has a coffee.
His cafe. Yep.
Yeah, he's in the coffee business. Like, what's just for, you know, people that want to get out there and be, you know, do coffee. What's one of the challenging things?
It's a bunch of levels to coffee. So you could be a coffee grower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you could farm it, you can import it. You could be a roaster where you manufacture it. You could be a wholesaler. You can sell coffee in a cafe. So you can own a coffee shop. And then, which is where I think the industry is headed, you can sell all these products that are coffee derivatives, coffee soaps, coffee candles, coffee scrubs, coffee serums, because, you know, the plant is good. It tastes good when you drink it, but
right.
It's also a major skincare additive now because of the caffeine, skin tightening, antioxidants, and things like that. So a bunch of levels that you could be in coffee.
Right. How do you ensure like the quality and the consistency in every batch? You know what I'm saying? Because like you're brewing it, you know, this is a United States based coffee company, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So like how do you keep that consistency going?
So it's all about the sourcing quality. So you gotta buy high quality products if you want. Like you gotta have high quality ingredients if you want to have a high quality product.
Amen to that.
Right. So like we don't buy cheap coffee. Right. You mentioned like a Starbucks earlier. And just putting it full out there, they will sell you anything that is close to tasting like coffee.
Right.
And I'm talking about the raw ingredients. If you were to see some of their coffee raw, you'd be like, that ain't what I thought it was. We sell what's called specialty grade coffee. These are the highest grades of coffee. So this bag, the one with the astronaut on it.
This one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
It says Burundi Kabingo grade 1. Okay. This is the highest grade of coffee that exists in the world.
Oh, wow.
Right. So what is that? What you say?
That Wagyu.
That Wagyu.
It's the equivalent of Wagyu. And I just get out front. I basically got to sell it as a loss because I'm introducing a premium. Nobody from Starbucks, none of these companies, they're never going to even attempt to sell that to you. Okay. It is also, and I got to tell a little bit of the backstory because that's a Rwandan product. Okay.
Okay.
So you're talking like coffee originated in East Africa, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Burundi, Kenya. These are countries that historically have been, well, aside from Ethiopia, were colonized. Post-colonialization, they all in civil wars. Rwanda just got their coffee market back. When they went through the civil wars in the 80s and 90s, one of the first things you do is destroy the coffee farm so nobody has access to money. Right. It's their only export. They don't really export nothing else, right? So when they brought the coffee industry back, they said, we're going to focus on quality over quantity. Right. Very few people are willing to pay that $5 a pound raw. Bro, most people, when you go to Kroger, Winn-Dixie, or wherever you shop, you trying to find a $5 bag of coffee. This stuff costs more raw because of what they're doing in terms of first of all, they took their time to focus on the genetics of the plant to find the healthiest versions, the best tasting. That's why I said when you taste it too, it's different, man. The coffee naturally tastes good if you get high quality coffee. Right. You get what I'm saying? It's when you try to sell low quality coffee, you got to burn it. That's why, because it don't taste good.
Wow.
It's Starbucks' secret. That's why they got these, they call them dark roast. They not dark roasting, they just burning it because it's crap from day one. You sell high quality stuff, it's a natural sweetness to it. And that's what Vil talking about when he's saying, hey man, it's very drinkable.
So is that what sets you apart from your competitors, just a high quality coffee?
It's taste, bro. To be honest, so the packaging look good, right?
Right.
It's
I
catchy.
mean, the packaging is more than look good. It's more than catchy. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of get like a bang for your buck. You get the most out of your dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like now me being a light coffee drinker, right? I would most definitely get this East African espresso roast, right? For a few reasons, right? Yeah. One of the reasons is because, I like black and yellow, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And then another reason is the business for dummies. Okay. You get what I'm saying? I'm very interested in, just scanning this QR code and then, reading the business for dummies. So like, I most definitely see how you guys set yourselves apart in that aspect.
So you got to think about it from my perspective. But how would you feel if you had all this cool ass packaging and you got home and you tasted coffee and it was a dud?
I feel bamboozled.
You feel bamboozled. But I'm gonna tell you, the coffee tastes better than the packaging look.
That's crazy.
That's how we set ourselves apart. Go ahead and be A1, but then actually give them something better, a better experience than what they were expecting.
If somebody wanted to be in the coffee business, what's one of the first things you would tell them?
Do a lot of research and make sure that it's not a short-term industry. You're going to need to be in 10 to 20 years before you're going to see the return on the investment. But once you're in, you can grow and scale. I mean, because look, it's $100 billion industry in America alone.
Right.
But you're not going to jump there overnight. And so I think for a lot of people, they see it. It's actually kind of easy to get coffee and roast it. And that's tempting for a lot of people because you think, oh, I'm in the game now. Yeah, but then $500,000 invested later, you asking yourself, like, am I going to ever break even and make money? So do some research. Don't jump on it for the trend. I see a lot of people, they in and out the game daily.
Right.
Because they jumping in for the trend. They don't understand the commitment to the hard part, manufacturing. It's dirty. It's loud. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's speak on it, Vil.
Basically, we have something we're working on. It's a project, a music project. It'll be like how these are albums. We'll kind of have a bag that'll be coming out.
I wanted to speak on the marketing.
Yeah, but I want to, before we get to that, I just want to speak on what he's saying is because we initially got tied in through trying to just do a music and business collab, I've gotten to see sides of the business that got me interested. You might even catch me in here sometimes roasting beans. You get what I'm saying? So the nitty gritty, get the shoes dirty type of sweat equity. You get what I'm saying? Really put that in because it became a passion project. You know what I mean? Like,
which is dope.
Yeah, it's not a...
you got to have passion in the things that you're doing. Anything, listen, y'all, anything that y'all do in life, man, you got to have passion for it because you're going to eventually get tired. You're going to eventually not wanting to do it. But that passion that you have is going to keep you going forever.
So for me, the best way to put it, I wake up every morning and maybe it sounds like a caffeine fiend, but I'm looking for the coffee.
Yeah.
Wake up and smell the coffee. That's what I do routinely. So it feels good being able to just being the type of businessman I am to like have a brand that I actually support instead of just, the Starbucks or the Folgers.
Let's talk about that. What's the importance of having a brand that you actually like not only support but you believe in?
So there's with Might and Dope, there's too much intersection to highlight all the points of why just, it works. But the biggest takeaway is, again, went from selling dope to dope.
Right.
So that's
dope.
That's a big, it's evolution.
Right.
Because hip hop, especially trap music, has a lot of ability to teach entrepreneurial skills.
Right.
But when you look at pipeline situations, you don't want to put your fan base or audiences in any type of legal trouble. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So it's let's not talk about selling dope, but let's talk about selling dope. You could have, he even has brick and mortar now, right? We're in it right now. It's an actual warehouse space to where you could really achieve what you're doing. And then to me, it's hip hop.
Right.
Like, the things.
Because you want to direct that traffic.
Right. So the things that you're seeing Mike and the brand do is like stuff that, you'd hear in the music of how to do it. Maybe not exactly how he's doing it or behind the scenes, but at least the steps to take to start whatever business venture you might have. You know what I mean? So it's just teaching entrepreneurial skills and then went from selling dope to dope. It's like, I'm telling you, that's the takeaway.
Talk about so let's talk about Vylan Radio. How you guys are collaborating with Vylan Radio and the actual coffee.
So I got a little collective, man, of probably about like 8 to 10 artists, and we're coming together. It's not a jingle type of project, but all the songs are coffee themed or based, and a lot of references.
Hey, listen, brand. some of the most profitable records, records ever are most definitely like jingles or like songs that's pertaining to brands.
Exactly.
You know, like.
We're not opposed to doing some jingle type of thing, but we wanted to make...
And no disrespect when I say like a jingle. Like, it's just like...
But that's the thing. You got to differentiate. Because what we're doing, we're actually making conceptualized music. And, you know, whether it's through the bars, the creativity in the bars, or just the theme of the overall song, it all ties back to dope.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But it's not a... I'm not going to just sing a jingle for copyright issues, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's... But we're not opposed to making jingles either. You know,
right.
If you need a jingle. But.
Hey, man, listen, man, a nice 30-second to a minute, you know, intro, you know what I'm saying, is really all you need for something to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, with everybody's attention span nowadays, they can't listen to something past 5 seconds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I got to let me toot this horn.
All right, go ahead.
He not tooting this horn. He being real humble.
Okay, no, man, you better pop your shit.
I'm gonna toot the horn. So he already told the backstory. He hit me up, and I was listening. I hear a younger version of myself, so I'm like, all right, bro, let me see what you actually talking about.
The black Jesus met the white Jesus.
You get what I'm saying?
Both of y'all kind of look like Jesus.
No, you get what I'm saying? So I said, hey, bro, all right, we're gonna have to make some music.
Right.
Check out the Better Black Coffee EP. It's available on all platforms. It's a 4-track EP that they did. This is what he's referencing. Okay. So I don't really get. I'm an artist, been, you know, like we said.
Right, since 1999.
Right, but sometimes I don't get too involved in people's creativity, even if I'm around it and supporting it.
I understand that.
You get what I'm saying? Because everybody got their thing.
Right.
But when motherfucker sent me a track, I was like, oh, okay, got it. It's everything he's saying in terms of the shit was 100% on brand, but it was highly listenable to where I actually listened to the whole thing. And I listened again and again. I was like, all right, bro, this is fire. These guys at Vylan Radio, bro, they understood the assignment, and then they put something together that was super hot. So Vil himself, a very dope MC, okay? Correct. And so, in fact, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna bullshit you either. So inside the crew that he has, bro, it's a diverse crew, color, creed, national identity. And what came out in the middle of that, man, was just it was an album, or it was an EP that when I heard it, I was like, stop. We got to turn it into a full album. Right. We got to go from a 4-track to at least a 10-track. We got to turn this EP into a full product line, a full merchant. And so that's what we're in the middle of doing. Okay. Right. So I wanted to be clear that it was see, when you say jingle, it could be a jingle. It was so good. But then even my son listened to it. Oh, that's Frap House. That's one of the name of the songs is Frap House, right? Right. And so he's like,
but see the play on that is instead of Trap House, it's Frap House.
Ah, that's dope.
Yeah, just a lot of play on that type of
stuff. Vil got crazy bars. My wife, I didn't even get all of them. One of these lines, he said, bust that script like Java. Yeah. I was like, oh, wait. This
JavaScript. Yeah.
When he said, I was like, oh, but Java is coffee too, right? And so I was just like, it's so many things that's being unpacked. And man, I ain't giving it due diligence, just saying some of the verses, the bars. I just wanted to put it out there. There's some of the hottest music that I've heard that crosses over into, because you could tell it's got some of the trap bass to it. It's got a little bit of auto tune, but it's still got some boom bap elements. It's got Atlanta. It's got, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. So I just wanted, I'm gonna give you the mic back.
Oh, you might want to keep it. So listen, what's all right. So listen, you know, for a regular consumer, you know, we go home, you know what I'm saying? We got our coffee maker, you know what I'm saying? We put it in the coffee maker and then we brew the coffee, right? So what is the first process of actually like making coffee as the business owner?
I'm gonna give y'all my secret.
Give us the secret sauce here, Teezy for the people.
I drink K-cups every day, y'all. Okay? Okay. I pop my pot in it. Why? Because it's fast and it's easy. But okay, in reality, you got to start with high quality beans. Right. If you at home and you making coffee and you're like, oh, this don't taste good, it's because you using low quality ingredients. I'm always gonna say you gotta have high quality ingredients. Okay. Here are a few other tips. you need to boil your water or have your water heated up to 205 degrees, depending on how you're making it, right? If you're using like a commercial brewer, you know, like a Mr. Bun or
is behind us a commercial brewer right
so
here?
this is a roaster, right?
A roaster.
And I want to say shout out to this roaster right here, man.
Okay.
Because this is a lifesaver.
Okay.
This is it's actually one of our brand sponsors and partners, a company called Civets.
Okay.
A big thing that's important about this roaster, and it's got everything to do with this taste. It's two ways to roast coffee commercially. The first one's called a drum roaster. So imagine a barrel spinning.
You're right.
You heat the barrel up, the beans rotate inside the barrel. The heat from the barrel roasts the beans. It gets very burnt. This is Starbucks type coffee. This is called an air roaster. It blows hot air through the chamber like a popcorn maker.
Right.
That hot air actually blows off all the debris, dust, and there's no actual direct contact with the beans. So you get a very smooth, easy to taste. You know, you drink coffee and go, oh, I got that bitter taste and make your stomach hurt. And
you might need to go to the bathroom.
You might need to go to the bathroom. You know why you going to the bathroom?
Because
you're basically drinking ash. You're drinking just literally burnt char. That's hurting your stomach. With air roasting, there's so much air blowing past those beans that they're clean. With people that drink this coffee, they go, that's why you say it's very drinkable. It's a clean tasting coffee. But going back to the coffee making thing, it's a couple of things that's important. Your water temperature, 200 to 205 degrees.
Correct.
Your grind size. Your coffee needs to look a little bit bigger than table salt. And then your brew time. So if y'all out there making coffee in the French presses, because I know black people especially, we love making this French press coffee. The French press is not something that you leave your coffee in.
Right.
So when you make your coffee in, you got to pour it out after 4 minutes. Pour all of the coffee out the vessel. You make French press?
Nah.
You don't be okay, good. Don't be leaving your coffee in there.
Don't be leaving your
Don't leave your coffee in there because it's gonna keep brewing and get overbrewed.
I have had French press and left it in there though.
Got
so
you.
That's good to know. Man.
There you go. Pour that coffee out. Those are the keys. High quality ingredients, 205 degrees on the temperature, and no longer than 4 minutes brewing. You better make the best cup of coffee in the world. It's that simple.
That's dope. All right, man. So, we so much insight. Listen, man, we talk about the glitz and the glamour of the business, you know what I'm saying? But what's one of the hardest things you had to overcome in the business? Like in your personal business?
Raising capital.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I had my coffee shops that I talked about earlier, I self-funded that. It all came out my pocket. So when I took that L, that was all the L coming out the pocket. So when I got around the dope coffee, I basically had no money at that point. So I had to go ask other people for money. So I crowdfunded.
Dope.
That's a tool I really highly encourage everybody. If you're looking at starting a business, go learn about regulation crowdfunding. This is not like Indiegogo where people making a donation to you. This is an actual investment that's regulated by the SEC. So I was able to raise about $550,000 not initially, I raised $100,000 to start with. Actually, back that up. I raised about $25,000 for friends and family. I called everybody I knew and said, hey, invest in me. The tool that I use is called a convertible note. I highly recommend if you're an entrepreneur, you think about raising capital, find out what a convertible note is. It's basically an IOU. You give me $1,000 today, and at a predetermined time in the future, that's going to turn into equity in my company. But the benefit over a loan is you got to start paying a loan back 30 days after you take it out.
Right.
With a convertible note, it's like a delayed loan, and you're not returning cash, you're returning equity. So it's got to be people that want to stick with you because they got to know that, hey, I'm like, you probably in this thing with me for 10, 15 years. It's not an immediate money maker.
Your first 25,000 that you got from friends and family, right? Did you flip that or did you do like your crowdfunding for 100,000?
So I turned to 25,000. I bought a couple little things to get started.
Right.
And then I turned right around and did, website filing, different fees,
just the basics.
You can spend a lot of money really quick just starting.
Just the basics, for sure. Insurances, everything.
Correct. So then I went and I learned about regulation crowdfunding. It actually had just came out, 2017. It's a new tool. You got to think. So you ever heard like that saying where, you can't invest in a private company? Like you can invest in the stock market, but like only really wealthy people can invest in private companies.
Correct.
Shout out to President Obama for enabling the Jobs Act 2017, it came out in 2016, so he didn't actually get a lot of credit for it. But what it meant is that every person can invest up to $2,000 a year in a business. That's new. That is like so fundamentally game changing for people who have traditional issues with accessing capital.
Right.
Okay. So we raised $100,000 back in 2020. We took that and had a good first year. But then I needed to upgrade all this equipment because a lot of that stuff I was still doing it out in my garage at that point.
Right.
So I came back. I raised another $100,000. The great thing about it is who was investing in our company? It was our customers, because I was just sending my customers emails saying, hey, can y'all, I'm doing it right now. I'm literally crowdfunding right now. And I just sent a note out to my customers, hey, can you support what we're doing?
Right.
In the middle of that, I found some investors who was willing to stick with us even outside of that. So I was able to raise another $330,000 outside of those crowdfunding campaigns. And that's put us in, I mean, everything you see in here, that's how it's paid for.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Hey, man, listen, man, I'm inspired. I'm super inspired, man. When I came in here, I was like, inspired. It looked like we was selling packs, but we wasn't selling them type of packs.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
It's the same game, man.
It's the same game, man. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. This was most definitely not only an informative conversation, but this was also like very like inspirational. You get what I'm saying? I be wanting just my audience just to like see that there's different people out here that's really like, dirt on the, feet on the ground, dirt on the boots, you know what I'm saying? Like really getting it in their business. Like you're the business owner, you know what I'm saying? And even with Vil, how you guys connected and stuff like that. Like you have to find like-minded individuals that not only want to see you win, but want to win just as bad as you want to win.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So let them know. Oh, before we get out of here, I want to talk about one more thing. How did you get into Kroger and all these other spots like Lowe's and stuff?
That's okay. That's a loaded question. I appreciate you asking. That's part of that. When I say make sure you want to be in this,
because that's if just from from an outside standpoint, like it's like we made it, mama. So we in Kroger, you know what I'm saying? And it's the easiest marketing tool that you can use, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, you got a little coffee? Nah, it's not a little coffee, but you can go to, Kroger and go get it.
You can go to Kroger and get it.
You can, y'all go.
But yeah, tell us about it. How was that?
It was a 5-year process. I had to be USDA certified, FDA certified. I had to be Georgia Department of Agriculture certified. You gotta be super certified. You gotta have you gotta be super certified. You gotta have everything A1 on day one. And then you gotta have a bank to go out and spend $50,000 just to get the product to put it on the shelf before they ever even give you a check, right? A lot of education. Anybody out here that's selling packaged goods, I'm gonna give y'all the secret, okay? The person that you are looking for inside of these large establishments, be it Kroger, Target, Walmart, it doesn't matter if it's consumer packaged goods or if it's apparel. You're looking for somebody called a category manager. That's $700,000 worth of game that I took me 7 years to learn who a category manager was.
Talk to him, Mike. Yes.
Find it, bro, and this shit we don't know. This shit we don't nobody tell you. They not gonna tell you, hey, bro, hit the category manager up. So I'm on LinkedIn daily. I found every category manager in America. Right now, my AI still sending them messages.
That's dope.
Hey, this is dope coffee. Can we get on a call and talk about how I can bring my product into your store?
Oh my goodness. This man just spoke about AI. How do you integrate AI in your business?
It's in every level.
That's crazy.
I was just going over the business plan for all. So the name of the album that we dropping is Off Being. The product line is Off Being. But I'm in ChatGPT scoping it all out. Because AI is first, you know what I'm saying? It was just used as a tool, you know what I'm saying, for people to go to. And, it was mixed reviews about it. It makes you more dumber, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, not sometimes, but all the time, it's if you know how to utilize it, right,
it can take you through the roof.
This product description on the back of this bag was written by AI.
That's crazy.
This vylan was generated by AI.
That's
crazy. The photo is a real photo, the stuff that's on here. The point is you got to use it where it's beneficial to you.
Right.
But we use it in accounting. We use it in design. We use it for inventory management. Literally, so my first thing that I told my team this year was, hey, guys, you got to use AI for everything. Because we can't afford.
Right, we can't afford the fuck-ups.
No.
Right, for real.
So use it for everything. Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's dope.
It levels the playing field, man.
Yeah, I mean, I see so many different creatives just using it. Like Kanye West, he recently dropped something where he used it. I had interviewed a super producer, Drummer Boy, and he was telling me how he integrates AI through his beats. He said he might use a little something here, take it out, and be like, then make it, throw it through a tube or something like that, and boom, you got the Drummer Boy sound.
Bro, literally, that's the name of the game. I would tell a lot of people, don't take what AI give you directly, take it and then modify it to exactly what you need.
Correct.
I use a lot of it for like like little graphics and things that, you go online and some designer selling it for like $1 billion. It's
Correct.
like, bro, you could probably generate your own little thing that you need to use. So I would say every level, bro.
That's dope, man. Well, man, Mike, I appreciate you. Man,
Yes,
Vil, man, I appreciate you. You see what I'm saying?
Man, shout out Teezy, man. You know what I'm saying? We set this interview up. I was hyped to do it, man. I'm glad we got to highlight the brand and stuff. Thank you.
Man, listen. That's what I'm all about, man. Just sitting here, just trying to, not trying, but getting, people, like-minded people together, and also just opening the playing field when it comes to just, listen, you got to expand your mind frame on so many different things, and so it's like somebody who been in their county all their life, and you're like, man, you got to go out and see the world. Because if you don't go out and see the world, you will be stuck on a mindset level in this same position. You know what I'm saying? So I most definitely appreciate y'all, brothers. Where could they, other than, Kroger and other than different marketplaces, where can they find you at directly?
Yeah, man, you can go directly to our website, realdope.coffee. You can find us there. You can find us on Amazon.com, Walmart.com. If you just search Dope Coffee, you're gonna find us. We very available.
All right, just man, I said I'm gonna end this interview like 5 times, but not right now. Let's last thing, man. What's the favorite flavor? Your favorite flavor, Mike?
Okay.
Let's start with you.
That's tough. Wait, Vil, what's your? We'll
Vil,
start with you.
what's your favorite? Vil's favorite flavor is the Stars Out of Poverty.
Oh, yeah, the Stars Out of Poverty, man.
Why is this your favorite flavor?
One, because it tastes really good, but then two, it's just his backstory with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He has another one. I don't see it out here, but it's connected to his Spinach album. But this one, the Stars Out of Poverty has a ring to it.
That's dope. What about you, Mike?
Out of what's up here, I'm gonna be honest with you. So the newest one we just dropped, this Trapo Arabica.
Okay.
Because I taste all our coffees, right?
Right.
And I was shocked when I tasted this one. Because my wife, Michelle, she comes up with the blends.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, how you get this dude the best damn coffee that we got? But
right.
That's it. It's that one, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite, for sure.
Can they find this in stores or on the website?
This is only available on the website. It's available on TikTok Shop. It will be available in stores here at Candler Park Market here soon.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, there you have it, man. Another great interview, man, with these extraordinary gentlemen, man. Sean Teezy, man. Teezy for the people, and we are out just like that.
Peace.